you, Dr. Ferguson. That was amazing. Thank you. Mine's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to talk about my journey into activism, how it started, and throughout it you'll find some sort of messages and how I became environmentally aware and an activist. So when I was growing up, my parents talked a lot about peak oil. This sort of informed my understanding of fossil fuels and of the world. I knew it was coming, it was scary. And we moved from California, where we saw a steady population increase, to Wisconsin, where we have 20% of the world's fresh water. Though I believe I still would have become an environmental activist living in California, coming to Wisconsin was the beginning of my journey. When I was 14, I discovered that huge swaths of the rainforest are being cleared to raise cattle. I learned that the United States consumes an absurd amount of beef compared to the rest of the world. So I took matters into my own hands and I stopped eating meat. I decided that I was going to be a part of the solution. As I grew, I found ways to connect with people who also felt it was our duty to protect our natural resources. The internet was, of course, extremely helpful in finding my community. I started researching Greenpeace and PETA. I was finding out that a lot of people were concerned about the planet. I learned about a variety of issues that people are facing all over the globe, from water scarcity to poverty and inequality. Natural disasters and capitalism run amok. I learned that in our world, some people have it all, and some people are suffering because of it. When I was 15, I found out about a program that would send me across the world to discover a new culture. I jumped at the opportunity, and my mom helped me with my giant application into the Rotary Exchange Program, and I became one of the youngest students to travel through the Rotary Exchange Program. I went to Bolivia for 11 months. It was a wonderful time of cultural learning. I also saw extreme poverty. I saw a microcosm of what is happening around the world. Rich people consuming resources as if they're endless, and people living on the streets without food, clean water, or sanitation. I didn't know how to fix this situation, and I felt helpless, but I knew I had to keep learning. In high school, I was part of an environmental group called Green Team. At the Green Team meetings, we would discuss ways to teach students about saving water by taking shorter showers, and saving electricity by turning off half the lights in a classroom. After seeing the electric bill for my high school for just 1 month, I was furious. How much did we need? We were spending an absurd amount on just electricity. We were like 800 students in this huge building. We didn't need all of that. So I thought we might do something a little bit more drastic than just the stickers that we would put next to light switches that said, "Turn me off when I'm not in the room." I thought that was a little passive, and I thought we could do more. So a bunch of other people thought we could do more too, and we proposed that we put solar panels on the high school, and it was a big idea. My mom agreed that it was a great idea, so did a few other community members, and we took it to the school board. They didn't like our idea at all because we had no money for it, and they didn't want to pay for it. So we got an almost unanimous no. We learned that we wouldn't convince them with our hopes and dreams. We needed to talk money. So we got a contract with a solar panel company. We learned how to write a grant, and we found people in our local community who would donate to our cause. Our message was simple. More than we wanted a cheaper electric bill for the high school, we wanted to teach students about renewable energy. If students could see how much electricity the panels were generating, they could understand that electricity comes from somewhere and isn't something we should take for granted. So we went back to the school board with money, a contract, and a plan. This was an amazing effort of a small group of community activists. And when I returned from Bolivia, there were 2 large sets of solar panels right in front of the high school. I can tell you one thing, I felt like I made a difference. After that, I knew I wanted to continue to make changes. I wanted to tell everyone that there's a better way of living on this planet. When I came to UWSP, I had no idea what major I wanted, so I shopped around. I spent 2.5 years taking anthropology, psychology, sociology, political science, and more. I found that I really loved learning about inequality and climate change. Yes, it often resulted in me leaving class because I was crying. Thank you to all my professors who really helped me learn about these tough topics. It wasn't easy learning that globalization benefits some and puts others into unimaginable situations. Because of my time abroad as well as my time at this university, I've begun to recognize my privilege. I have some really strong feelings about the systems we live in. I think constantly about how our economic systems are wreaking havoc on our planet while people blindly consume products wrapped in layers of plastic. I struggle to find my place in this system, watching myself purchase those very same items, and wonder if it's possible to turn this around. I find hope in the movements like zero waste movement. Yet we see oil companies stealing native land to build pipelines to ship millions of gallons of oil. The systems we have bought into are not helping us live our best lives. I often find a unique duality in climate activism. What am I doing to better the planet versus what are we all doing collectively to help fix this situation?